What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Wrestling World Podcast. I'm your host, Austin Boyer. Before we get into tonight's video, hit that like and sub button and turn on the notification bell for your latest wrestling updates, spoilers, news, rumors, and content. Alright, guys, so let's talk about this Vince McMahon documentary. I watched it. Not a lot I'm really surprised about. It's Vince being Vince throughout the series. Uh, The only thing I was surprised about was the fact that they jumped right into the scandal. First episode, jumping right into the scandal. And I, for one, didn't expect that. I didn't expect them to talk about the scandal at all. And they did. They jumped into the sex trafficking accusations, a bunch of other stuff. Um, Even the steroid trial. But just craziness throughout. We got a peek into Vince's life, and I don't want to show no sympathy for Vince whatsoever, but given that this man was abused by his stepfather until he met his actual father, Vince McMahon Sr., given that he was abused and the neglect from his actual father, his real father, kind of tells you a lot about why Vince is the way he is. Now, that doesn't justify his actions. He's a grown adult. That does not justify his action by any means. And I don't feel sorry for him, and he did have a rough life, no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind, though, that Vince loves the wrestling business. There's no doubt in my mind that he had a big vision for the wrestling business, because they even mentioned about the territories and Vince's mind versus his dad's mind. Vince McMahon Sr. did not want to work with other territories. Well, that was a big deal. So it kind of makes sense as to why Vince McMahon Jr. didn't want to do this. How often did we hear TNA being mentioned in WWE back when Vince was around? Never. You never heard of Ring of Honor, New Japan. You never heard of none of that. So Vince, keeping that mindset of his father, not wanting to work with other territories. But wanting pro wrestling to go mainstream, that was Vince's idea, and it paid off for him. But you can tell the animosity that him and his father had towards each other. And Tony Atlas even said he thought that Vince McMahon did not like his father whatsoever. And there might have been some creative differences, I don't know. I'm not Vince, I can't speak for Vince, but, it is what it is. But just craziness all around. We heard stories from Bret Hart. Dave Meltzer was there, which I didn't care for. I don't like Meltzer. But, Cena, Bruce Pritchard, The Rock. There was a lot to cover, and I kind of want to break it down maybe one day, but it's just so much. Like I said, I wasn't too surprised about anything, but except the fact that they mentioned the accusations and everything that's going on, the investigations, and because I expected that to just be hush hush. Do I think the documentary is worth watching? I was asked that question earlier during my live. Do I think the documentary is worth watching? Yes, because we're given a glimpse into the real Vince McMahon, And when you look at Vince McMahon in this documentary, and you look at Vince McMahon the character, there's not much difference. Vince is Vince. They showed John Stossel, exposing the business. They showed the slap from David Schultz. That deep dive into Hulk Hogan. Just insane, throughout. Bret Hart and everything, and just the treatment of Shane McMahon too. You got to feel sorry for Shane, and I think that stems from the relationship that Vince had with his father. Vince even said that his father did not tell him he loved him for like the longest time. So, And again, that doesn't justify Vince's actions, but it does make sense as to why Vince treats Shane the way he does. And you gotta feel sorry for Shane, and even Stephanie too. But who knows? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we don't see behind closed doors. But who knows? But anyways, I thought it was a decent series. I thought it was kind of cool to see his wife. He doesn't really talk about himself. That was kind of interesting. Does this make me respect Vince or like Vince any less or more? No. My opinion of Vince does not change. I appreciate everything Vince has done for the wrestling business. I appreciate what he's done, his vision. But that doesn't excuse him being a scumbag. Sorry to say. But, yeah. So, not surprised at all. But anyways, we got SmackDown tonight. Can't say too much about tonight's SmackDown. We had Bayley defeating Naomi. We had Andrade and Carmella Hayes. Carmella Hayes winning. We had Mitchin beating Piper Niven. Next week, though, there will be a dumpster match between the two. And then we also will have a ladder match between the Bloodline, DIY, and someone else, I don't remember. But there will be a ladder match. The Street Profits, that's who it was. The Street Profits, DIY, and the Bloodline. So we will be seeing a triple threat ladder match, would be really cool. So, and AJ Styles returning next week, which is huge. So SmackDown next week is going to be stacked. A big show. The product is changing, guys. It is getting so much better, and I enjoy it. But what are your thoughts, guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe to this video. Make sure you hit that like button, hit the notification bell for your latest content. And we're putting a team together, guys. We're gonna provide you guys with the best content possible. And I'll slowly work on a whole team to give you guys the latest news, the latest content. We want to make this as best as we possibly can. So we're gonna try that. But all right, guys, have a good day. God bless. I'll see you Monday. Good night.